Jongere yoko button camera. Oh. You choose a more cotton. Yeah, while you cotton. Oh. I might have to cut out the first parts, but hey, welcome to DOREEN'S African Experiences, and as promised, this is the fourth last video of this year from me to you, and it's supposed to tell you a summary of my year this year. The point of this video, it's more like storytelling, but it's supposed to give you, or for those that really need the hope, it's supposed to give you something to reflect upon, and for those that need any kind of moral support, I hope you can get it from me. Now, where do I begin? The title of this video is going to say I had a miscarriage of twins this year, and that's true. I was pregnant for the first time in my entire existence this year. I'm not an idiot. I didn't just pick a man off the streets and get pregnant. It's something I and him had looked forward to or planned until it happened. So when it happened, so when it happened, I was surprised that this person was not really there for me the way I wanted him to be there for me, you know. But prior to this, I was in a long distance relationship which finally became physical, and it only lasted a month physically. In the long distance, in the time it was long distance, we had been together for almost 2 years. Physically, this person just didn't want to be with me. I was roughly a means to an end. Excuse me. This is something I probably saw the signs, but I ignored. Because from the moment this person set eyes on me, it wasn't the first time this person had seen me. The person started body shaming me, calling me fat. Imagine, you haven't seen someone in over a year, and the first thing you tell them is you've become fat. You are fat. In fact, it became an anthem, a fat anthem in the house. Every nerve in my body was screaming, get out. This is not right. But love makes us do stupid things. It came from the fat anthem to physical abuse. The mental abuse was already going on long before. And around the time I was ready to get out, quit the whole thing, I found out I was pregnant. And in that moment, because nobody wants to be a single parent, you try to see if you can make things work. Let's just say, people don't change. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm not petty like that. The reason for me telling you this story is to show you that you can get through anything. To show you a side of me you've never seen. We don't come here to narrate our lives. You see, this channel is DOREEN'S African Experiences, but in truth, I'm only telling you experiences you can learn from. I'm not telling you everything I go through every day. That's pointless. And if I'm telling you this story now, it's because I'm in a better place, and I know there are people who can actually heal or learn from this story. So I'm pregnant. I'd never been pregnant before. I'm freaking out. And have you ever told someone you're pregnant and their facial reaction, even their verbal reaction, is completely numb? But this is something this person claimed they wanted. And they're numb. It's like they don't want it. So you start to panic because financially you are not ready for a child. You start putting things in place to make you financially ready, because you've seen ahead of time that you are going to be a single parent. You panic, and you still stay on top of your game even after all that. But because of this stress, you start crying day and night. And you turn to God, because what do? You have no one else to talk to. The person with whom you made a child or these children doesn't seem to be interested in talking. What do? You turn to God, because what else was there to do? You pray. And while you pray, this person mocks you and says, "Where is your God?" Y'all don't know. These people are cruel. People are cruel, I'm telling you. People are cruel. The world is a dangerous place. There is nothing we can do about that. You can't change people. You know? So I eventually made peace with the whole thing. Started going to the hospital, talking to some of my doctors I had at the time. They seemed very supportive, but even then I was crying. And they always made me feel safe. So shout out to the doctors that were there for me at the time. You did great. So when you settle in mentally, but you are still praying every day, hoping to get through what you're going through. See, I know what religions have done to black people. I know, I'm not a fool. I know the history of religions. But I also know there is a God somewhere. You know? So you pray to the higher power. How you reach that higher power is your business. But you pray. You call out to your ancestors and hope they're watching over you. That's all we do. But when someone mocks you for your beliefs and how you handle them, that person is out of line. You know, we're used to getting this stuff from people everywhere, but not from someone you share a bed with. So when someone you share a bed with mocks you day and night, what do? You lose it. You lose it completely. But I didn't lose it. I was sad, but I stayed alive. Because it was not about me anymore. It was about the twins I was carrying. I go to the hospital, I take my meds, I do everything. And then I end up sick. I got malaria. P.S. That was the day I learned that malaria does not take kindly to early pregnancies. So if you're a pregnant mother right now and wherever you are there are mosquitoes, please put a mosquito net over your head. But my miscarriage was not just a result of malaria. There was a lot of stress, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on around me. So when I was almost done with my recovery, I think I was actually, the day I was getting discharged from the hospital, I had this sharp piercing down there. It was like a sword. I fell down to the ground. They grabbed me, put me back in the hospital, and they told me I was miscarrying. I don't think there's ever been a more sad day in my life. You don't get it. You know, it's different when you have not made peace with being pregnant and now you're looking forward to the children. But when you've made peace with being pregnant. Now you're looking forward to these children. It's devastating. I had so many plans. I had so much going on. I laid in that hospital, bleeding. I was put between 6 beds of women who are giving birth. I listened to women giving birth from the moment I miscarried to the following day. Imagine that. You just lost your children, and you hear someone else's child making their first cry. Do you understand the kind of torture that is? I'm painting a small picture for you. I hope in that moment, and this, I'm going through all this on my own. I'm alone in the hospital. It's not that this guy didn't know, he knew. He just chose not to come, not to step in at all. And this guy was less than 8 minutes away from me. Right? And then the only time he showed up was when I actually miscarried. I think he just came to confirm, have the children died, so that I can now get rid of her. There is nothing holding me towards her anymore. Shows up, I was bleeding out. My family was there. They had come, but they were not prepared to stay. They told me they would come back the following day, but they were willing to leave someone behind. Some of my friends had come to leave someone to take care of me, and this guy tells them, no, all of you should go, it's fine. I'll be here, I'll take care of her. For a moment, I said, maybe he's changing. As soon as everybody left, it was less than 30 minutes. The guy literally told me to my face, and there are lots of people in the hospital, the ward, he said, I can't live here, I can't sleep here, I'm going. Can you imagine? He left me alone in the hospital again. I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand. The thing that helped me, the women that had given birth, I had been really nice to them. You know, I had been very helpful the whole time. So they stood up and started helping me. Helped me get up to go pee. They helped me. And then when I got out of that, alive, my mental health was so bad. It was bad. I had never felt more alone in my life. All I needed at the time was someone to hold my hand and tell me everything was going to be okay. No one held my hand the way I wanted. My mother, she tried. My sister tried. But when your heart has been ripped out like that, it's very hard to get anything to work. But I soldier up. I soldier up and say it's gonna be okay. I don't focus on what had happened. I look towards the future. I said this is going to work. The delusion we all carry. It didn't take long. The guy and his friends started attacking me. This was 1 week after I had miscarried. They literally threw me out like a common thief. Imagine. Threw you out of something you didn't just do, you helped make it exist. And they are very proud and happy. And they don't just do that. He moves in with a new woman, which means he didn't just move in with a new woman, a man and a woman. It means the whole time I was just a scapegoat. I gave everything to someone for 2 full years and a couple months. Nearly lost my life because it was just a game to them. I became severely suicidal. I was alone, on my own. I wanted to kill myself every single day for 3 months. I woke up, I couldn't sleep. I cried myself to sleep. I prayed to God to give me something to hold on to, something to ground me, to keep me alive. That's how this year has tested me. When I rented a place in the city, I thought it was the best thing for me. I understand the city. I know how to maneuver the city. Shit. I've been to the city most of my life. It made me more miserable. I ended up getting a place in the village. A place I wasn't even sure I would fit in, because why? Everyone is Muslim, at least 90% of the people, you know. I only have like 4 long dresses. Half the time I only really put on whatever I want. I knew I was done for, but I needed to be away from anyone that reminded me of my past. Anything. So I lost my project for the bricks, because that project was actually designed to take care of my twins. It was just a constant reminder. The place I passed via the house, the road I met, the house I met, that's the road. Everything was just a constant reminder of my pain. So I abandoned it. I knew I was losing my mind, but I said I'm gonna die anyway, it doesn't matter. And then something occurs to me. Start making your YouTube videos. Be active. You know, push out videos every day. Because at the point I started watching different YouTubers, I started embedding myself in their lives. And you know, I was watching someone, Ahmed Al-Ameri, I think, I don't know if that's his name, is this guy from the Arab Emirates. His mother is half American. I think you know that guy, he's very famous. So I started watching him, listening to him, and he made a difference in my life. Because consistency, I picked that from him. We all start somewhere. I started watching a lot of people. I watched Wodemaya. I listened to him. I watched a lot of people, you know, a lot of YouTubers. You know, there is Sadhgurus. That guy, he's good. Some old guy, he's really, really good. This somehow, in a very unimaginable way, YouTube grounded me. YouTube gave me a whole new purpose. You know, I started posting. Earlier, my channel, 6 months ago, my channel had about 300 subscribers. 6 months ago. I kept thinking to myself, okay, it was almost 400 subscribers, but I said, oh, is anyone even watching? Does anyone care what I have to say? You know? But I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm doing this to keep myself grounded. I'm doing this to keep myself alive. You know? I have jobs I do. They're not fulfilling. The only thing that was fulfilling in my life was the people I talked to in the community and YouTube. So I put all my energy there. You remember that community where I didn't know I would fit in? I fit in perfectly. I met the nicest people I've ever known in my life. They didn't even know what I was going through. Nobody actually does to this day. I just shut myself off. I didn't want to talk about it. I never talked about it here. You know, I never talked about it. I've not even explained to you half of what happened. I've just given you pointers to show you that no matter how bad things get, you can get out on top. Never forget that. Look for something, no matter how small, to keep you grounded, to keep you feeling, to keep you alive. Do it for yourself, because People die, but you don't want to be the cause of your own death. It's just sad. Do everything you can to stay alive. Do it. If it's gonna keep you alive, do it. Stop caring what anybody says. Stop trying to make people happy. Stop trying to live up to people's expectations, because either way it's not enough. You know, I read something where people said you will lie flat on the ground for people to step on you, pass on you, and they'll still complain you are not flat enough on the ground. Do you. Whatever makes you happy, do it. Whatever keeps you alive, do it. But stay alive. Stay alive, because you people have kept me alive. In a span of 5 to 6 months, I've literally tripled or quadrupled my subscribers. I have so many people on here that's watching me. You know, I have people that comment on my channel, you know, the likes of Sister to Sister, Estelle, the legendary Jam Man. You've all been here for me, you know. All you do is give me so much love and so much support, and I can't take that for granted. But I want you to know, it's this support that's actually kept me alive. So you all unknowingly saved my life, because I reached a point and I stopped thinking about how to kill myself, the different ways I could kill myself, and I started thinking about how can I stay alive, the different ways I could stay alive. It means you've made a difference, even without knowing. You don't know me, none of you do, but yet you still give me your support. You still watch me, you like my videos, you share them, you subscribe, and you literally tolerate them, because some of them, the quality is so alarming. I know I'm doing the best I can. Hopefully next year I'll have better cameras, you know, and better software, a better laptop. But thank you for sitting with me this whole time. I cannot take that for granted. And if you're going through stuff like this, please reach out. I may not be, you know, able to fix it, but I can give you a reason to keep living. All of us go through stuff. We just don't talk about the stuff we go through. We all struggle. No one has a perfect life. I'm just glad my imperfect life is here. I hope it makes a difference in yours, no matter how small. I hope whatever I share makes a difference in your life. You know, the body shaming, please don't listen to people, you know, be it men or women. It's just crazy. The world is crazy, but you have to choose your battles. You can't fight everything. You can't be everywhere. So that was me this year. And thank you for watching me. Please, I'm gonna post a couple of clips, different things I've been capturing that I had nowhere to fit. Things I usually call bonus videos. There's different stuff. It's not much, but I guess it's better than just watching me the whole time. Have a beautiful year. We're about to do our charity in 4 days. I'm not getting a lot. I'm actually not getting anything, but that's okay. Sometimes it's the thought that counts. So if that day comes and all I have is the doctor's contribution, I guess that's what I'll give. You know, I'll top up and give what I can give. I'm just human. I don't have much to give, but I know I have a lot to give from my heart, and that's enough. Alright, so thank you for watching DOREEN'S African Experiences. Thank you for subscribing, and for those that's here for the first time, I appreciate you. I hope you can stay and enjoy the rest of your week. Actually, this is the Christmas week, but I'll be back before Christmas, so bye.
It has stopped.
As I lay down today, I've been pregnant for about a month and a week, and I had a miscarriage today. I've been on my own about this. I've been a bit brave. I've been scared. I'll do a documentary on this when I'm done. But it's a tough time for me. I'd made a lot of plans, quite many, and well, I need some prayers. I'll be fine. Ndikakwata kyewuunyisa ndibukwata nga bulya
kamera ebulengeramu bulungi